Good morning. Excuse me. It's Friday, finally, May 18th, 2018. Working on Spell Venture Game Dev. This weekend, meaning tomorrow, on Saturday, I have a meeting with Nicholas, who does all the programming for this project, and we are going to get underway with the final wing of the Temple of Light. So that's going to be fantastic. Currently, he is working on artificial intelligence, getting that up and running, which is fantastic. So we're going to go over some of that. Nice, there we go. We're also going to go over a lot of the alchemy system and get that fleshed out. So that's super exciting. Let's see here. Okay, that's what I thought. Alright, so we're currently opening Spell Venture. Here we go. Music. This is going to be about a 4 to 5 minute episode. There we go. Alright, let's do it. What are we doing is the question, so... I mean, everything's pretty much in, which is fantastic. So where are we? We have a lot in here. Nice. So if we check that, it's 0.5, that's good. So we had to close that one, which is good. Alright, so now we have one key of light. Opens this, so that is the first wing. Then we have the second wing, and then we're going to have the third wing, which is the central spine, which is cool. Okay. So now something that is bothering myself and Lena are the hand animations, so those need completely revamped. We should be putting in some cool stuff though. Yeah, we should be putting in some cool stuff. Alright, here we go. tapestries galore. Galore. Let's just check. Alright, so basically there should be shit just everywhere. Just absolutely everywhere. Alright, so we should have spider webs here. Nice. That was great. Shaders here, so what shade are we using for the cloth curtain? Zirconia Studios double-sided transparent. Let's see if this works. So we need a double-sided one. Zirconia Studio double-sided transparent. See what it's doing. It's the entire corner. Okay, so that is not going to work. Damn. Super lame. What about other commotion? We're going to deal with it. Hey, bam boy. Spider webs are going good. Just trying to figure out if I can get it so it's both double-sided and transparent. The legacy shader on Unity just allows it to be one-sided and transparent. And then I got a cutout one so I could get these tapestries to be two-sided and transparent, but it's just not quite pulling out the color of this spiderweb. Where's my dude? Oh, hold on. Hold on to their name. Copy component. These component values. Whoop. Okay, there's my dude. Let's just take a look at this. Yep, there they are. There's a web, so your side is going to be empty. Okay, so it's lit, which is great. Okay, damn. Alright, yeah, you can't see either from that side, but you can see it from this side. Okay, let's figure this out. Let's figure this out because it's a pretty big deal. go to 0.5. So this is the color, or this is the light that it's going to be. Right. It has to work with the environment as it currently is. Right. So we're using Synchronious Studio, double-sided. Nope. So that's not transparent, obviously. It's also emissive. This is going to be solid as well. We go transparent is what we want, but then it significantly lowers. And so we should be able to see this from both sides. But it's extreme. See how dim it is now? Even with that light. It's super dim. But can we see it from both sides? Yeah, we can. Sucks. See, so that's the problem. So now it's two-sided, but it's very dim now, so that's the legacy shader. See, it's even as good. Damn. It's also true that we can place this somewhere where it's not going to be seen on the other side, and then the other ones, yeah. I'm glad you caught the inspiration. And the Elder Scrolls is definitely a huge inspiration. Bethesda in general, Fallout is an inspiration. Do I have? Yeah, I do. So we do have spellcasting. Nah, they ain't gonna touch us. So we have spellcasting. We're working on animations. That's just a filler animation for now. Let me see. Boop. We have inventories. So we have mushrooms. We have an inventory system. All that's set up. We have a spell system, so we are able to scroll between spells. Oh, that doesn't work. It's a little broken now, but it's okay. And we have the puzzle system for the dudes. We've got let's go ahead and save. We also are getting artificial intelligence in, so that's right here. That's next up on the agenda, and we're getting an alchemy system in. So basically, like a crafting to level up your staff. Nice. So those are shadow creatures, and the light is killing them. But this is just a test bed, just to test out the AI. So there you go. So that's all being worked out. Yeah. So what am I doing right now? Right now, I'm figuring out. Right now, I'm putting in just some ambiance. So we have the 2 wings done of the level. There's going to be a central spine that goes up here. So you start out here. The ancient spellmaster takes you all the way down this hallway here into the intersection room, which is here. And from here, you learn about a little bit of the history of the world, and then you go through the first wing, which is here, and then you finish that. You teleport it here. Then you go through the second wing, which is the first wing, but with traps and damage. Then you get teleported back here again, and then you go through the third wing, which is going to likely introduce enemies and certain death. So that's that. That is the Temple of Light in a nutshell. And you can collect things like mushrooms and bones and books, and you take them back to your home, which is a nice little safe space, and use them to, you smash them down in the alchemy section, the alchemy system, the mechanic basically, and you level up your staff so you get more powerful spells. And that's the game in a nutshell. There are several temples. Right now, like I said, this is just temple number 1. It's the Temple of Light, which is where you get your light spell. And there will be more. So think, yeah, it's ambitious. we have a couple on our plate, a bunch of 2D games, and now we're making the game that we really have always kind of wanted to make. So you're smashing together a couple of inspirational games. You're smashing together, like you said, the Elder Scrolls series. Morrowind is a huge one. A little bit of sprinkle some Fallout 3 and 4 in there. Puzzle games like the Talos Principle, Portal. Um, yeah, just some of our favorite games. And an old game called Hexen from the 90s. The only thing that we don't have that would make it much more ambitious is co-op, so we're not putting any co-op in. This is just a single-player game. The storyline is a little near and dear to our hearts. We're working on that right now. But yeah, it's a little ambitious. Okay, so this is not the right size. That's a big old spider web. Might be comically large, huh? That's not bad. I'll let you know it's a big spider in here, right? So when there's spider webs, there should be spiders. But yep, very nice. So, okay, so here's... Yeah, we've been working on this since November of last year. It's really changed. It's changed a lot now that I think of like a lot. Like we didn't even have the puzzles in. We weren't even thinking about putting puzzles in. Yeah, just me. I'm the only one. I mean, I'm the only artist, and then my brother does all of the coding. So I'm smashing the game together, like level design wise, and my brother is smashing the game together, coding wise, with program and code, and all the magic underneath it. Collider. Nice. Okay, cool. Whoops. There we go. I'm gonna check something. Yeah, it's possible. Yeah, we're going around and around on like different shaders to use. It's just all been changed. Whoops, wrong direction. It's all been changed a lot. Like we started with let's see, what did we start with? Let's see if I can find it. I might have actually taken it out. Let me see. Yeah, we use something basically like like the cartoon one, which I'm still kind of going back and forth on using as well. This is, like I said, this is just a test bed, but you're definitely not the first one to say it. So I'm gonna put a lot more thought into how we're going to start using the shaders, but we'll definitely keep going back and forth and around and work on something. The only thing that sucks, the number one reason that we really moved towards what we're doing here is because we wanted to use, we're using, it's not that we want to, we're definitely using this, like, the lighting system. So when I say that, I mean this basically. So shadows, originally what we were using is we were using the really simple shader for the toon, like the toon outline shader. But the toon outline shader, that shader I just showed you, doesn't capture shadows. And we, like, a huge part was actually things like this, like the shadow. Oh, I'll be right back. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 sec. I'll be right back, and I'll continue explaining all of this cool stuff. Okie dokie. Alright, yeah, sorry. Yeah, it's, the default toon outline shader is, yeah, it's, it's pretty much useless unless you're just doing, like, the visuals, so that's what we realized, is we couldn't tie anything to it. You know, so it's, I mean, it's a mix of a bunch of things. I mean, it's, yeah, shading, lighting, yeah, it's just, it's a mix of quite a few different things. Obviously, it's like CPU overhead, trying to keep things down. Let me see. Is this deprecated or is this new? I mean, does this work with 4.5.3 or higher? Alright, yeah, I'll check it out. Thanks for the link. Alright, yeah, I'll check it out. Thank you. It doesn't work on cubic objects? What does that mean? I'm just reading through the, I always do like a quick skim of the comments just to see if anybody ever had any problems. Someone's saying it doesn't darken when the scene gets darker. I don't know what that means. Yeah, I'll check it out, make sure it works with everything we need it to work with. Alright, thanks man, appreciate it. You know, shoot a follow or come on, you know, later on. Have a good day. Yeah, nah, we've been doing this a while, don't worry, I know. Alright, Alright, so let's do it. Alright, so they don't move out, they just move in, that's fine. Alright, that's good. That's good. Which means we can get rid of this guy. And then we can get rid of this guy, 0. That's good, just revert it. Alright. Awesome. Okay, cool. So we have this, we have that. Let's get some verticality here. Does this still work? Nope. Okay, just checking something out. Checking something out with shaders. Brr. Okay, so we have that, this. That is incorrect. No, these are all poking out, huh? Oh well. Stuff happens. Let me see. Imagine, I wonder if there's a gap in all of these, I just didn't see it. Nope. It's not in this one. I mean, there's a tiny little bit of overlap, but it's not a huge deal. Player won't even notice it. That's a funny thing is I went back and I played Skyrim. I played the original Skyrim when it came out, not the whatchamacallit version, the revamped version, remastered. And it's pretty garbage. I mean, the game is great. The game obviously is it's phenomenal, but just sit around and just look at the textures. Look at the textures. Look at the like the actual models, the topology, and it's pretty trash. But they got it together. I mean, they had a lot of stuff they had to do, so they had to balance the certain CPU, certain GPU processes with just the sheer amount of stuff in the game, just the breadth of it, like clipping distance and things like that. So they when you look at it as a large piece, it's great. But like when I said, when I'm going through here and I see like a little scene that doesn't look right or whatever, it's just like, first of all, we're just two people. But second of all, it's not what the focus of the game. The focus of the game is the actual gameplay. Gotta make sure everything's balanced. Make sure the gameplay is enjoyable, because if your game is not enjoyable, nobody cares how it looks. No one plays a game because it looks great. They play a game because it's fun. That's the absolute just rule. Okay, so that's cool. That's great. Sprinkle some more crap in here. Okay, cool. Models, prefabs, components. Prefabs, components. That was at 8:04. How many keys we got? Key copper, key copper. double check all this. So awesome. So particle effects should be on. I gotta move these. Gotta move these in a hierarchy. Particle effects should be on. Nice. 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 Okay, cool. Boop boop. Grab all of these, put them under collectibles and room 2. Cool. Just a little something something for the player to nab. Love it. Okay. Alright, so we have all of the puzzles set up. The whole puzzle system is set up for Wing 1. That is done for Wing 2. The puzzle system and the death traps are set up for Wing 2. That's fantastic. Alright, so then we're doing that. Now we're just putting in a bunch of pieces to collect. Just for funsies. And these pieces will be usable by the player in the alchemy table back home whenever he or she exits. So you got some openings here. So the thing about this is that the background is going to be solid black. So the skybox is just going to be a solid black skybox. So that's one thing, is it kind of melts into the darkness pretty easily. So little gaps are usually fine for now, but like I said, we're still working on things to fix it all up, perfect it, polish it. It just it's a lot of time. It's a hell of a lot of fun. Show collectibles. Alright. Okay. Yes, we're putting a lot in, but the idea, well, I mean, I like to clutter it up a little bit, but the idea is to take a lot back to the house, to the home base. Cool. I'm gonna tell a little story while we're here. Sword, shield, bone, Cool. Make sure we save that. Pretty cool. Very cool. Okay, awesome. That's basically what we'll do, is we'll spend the rest of our time populating everything with this. Alright, so this is a potion of mana. Here's what I'm going to do. Copy the component, but delete it. base component values. And then we need wood. Alright. Cool. Alright, there we go. Pushing the health. Awesome. Ooh, spoopy. Okay, cool. Oh, there's no sound with it, huh? Okay, let's see. Pushing health. Ah. Cool. Materials, wood, cool. Alright, let me get rid of that. Whoops, get rid of that. Alright, cool, now they put that wood on. Okay, awesome. Okay, cool. So that pretty much has what we want in it. So the rest of the rooms are going to be like that. So this is wing 1, wing 2, then we'll have wing 3. Cool. Alright, awesome. Retrend. Still that. I forgot we still have all of these as well. I forgot that we have all of these as well. Cool. So we also have the crate systems in. I totally forgot I made this 3 months ago. Alright, so crate, take the lid out, there we go, hello. Whoop. Alright, contents, and then not set to an instance of an object. Oh. Okay. We have pickup sounds, components and items. What did I have it turn off? I think nothing. Right? Yeah, you don't have to turn off anything. So that's why it's yelling at me. On off switch, we'll remove that. Okay, and then we'll apply it. And then we'll turn off contents because it turns them back on when the lid moves. Boop. Alright, let's try that. you go. Gather strawberry 2. That's a cool effect, but we're not going to keep that for the seeds. Boom. There we go. You get the full effect here. Kind of. Okay. Alright. We also have the same thing with barrels. Looks like it's floating. Okay. Yeah, it's just a little too high up, I think. Oh yeah, that's why. Cool. Alright, appeared to be good. Appeared to be good. Alright, and they're just, just populating the area with some stuff, like I said, tell a story. Alright, cool. Alright, make sure that's saved. And I'll use that as kind of inspiration. I'll think more on this throughout the day, and I'll continue working on it. Alright, so thank you guys so much for the feedback. Absolutely love it. I love when people are watching. Yeah, definitely giving feedback. I've been going back and forth on the idea of how the art style is going to be. So it's good to get feedback. Like I said, wasn't the first bit of feedback on like kind of poor texture design. I'm not a trained artist. This is just stuff I've like learned how to do over the past several years of like making 2D games. So just do what I can do. Try to make it look how I want it to look in my head, and just always, always messing around with it. Always trying to figure out what works, what doesn't work, get feedback, etc. So I'll be probably discussing different textures and stuff, different shaders over the weekend with my brother, where, like I said, we have a meeting tomorrow. We're going to be plotting out Wing 3 and how that's going to work with things like enemies, and then with things like artificial intelligence and pathfinding, because that's fun. And then completely finishing the alchemy system, right? So we want to have a full gameplay cycle. We want to have going through the Temple of Light, all the puzzles, taking damage, gathering items, blah blah blah, taking them back through the overworld, and then into your home, which is a safe space. So the safe space is where you then have an alchemy table, and you are smashing things together with a mortar pestle, baking it down, and then putting it into your staff to level up your stuff. So that's pretty fun, and follow along. Thank you so much for the follow. Super cool. Follow along on here, as well as our YouTube channel. You see our Facebook down there at the bottom, as well as I believe our Twitter's down there too. Bunch of our stuff. So here's the morning, all of the morning devs. I'm gonna look into this toon shader that he sent to me here on stream. So check out that's the YouTube channel. Subscribe if you want. Don't subscribe. We also have EverQuest music up there as well from that old MMO in the from '99 to 2003. Just having a heck of a time. We're gonna have a Reddit up for this game in maybe a month or two. We're gonna get a website. We're getting everything together. We want to have something substantial. Like we want to have what we like to see whenever we spend our time with other game devs who are making games. Want to make sure you got something there before you want to have a broth before you start putting the beef in. So that's basically what we're doing. We're making sure we have a nice stable broth. Make sure it's at least kind of fun. Oh, I see a mistake. see a mistake, want to make sure it's at least kind of fun, people enjoy it, that we enjoy it, and then we're going to make a demo and put the demo out so other people can play it and give it just a ton. We know there's a wave of feedback on its way. So we want to make sure we have something substantial, something that we can change, that has our creativity in there, it's our input, our world, and then we'll start letting people into the world, and then we'll all build it together. Alright, so that's what we want to do, that's the kind of fun we want to have, and we're having fun building it. So thank you so much for joining, really appreciate it. Again, my name is Anthony of Center Steel. I'm the artist, I guess, lead game dev and blah 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 of this. My brother does also half of the game design with me. He does half the level design, and he does all of the coding. So pretty cool stuff. Just a two-man band. Follow along, like I said. Can't wait to see you again. Thanks for the feedback. Have a great day, and if I don't see you over the weekend, have a good weekend. All right, bye guys.